What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Fares Muthana, and welcome to another great edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. Today, we will be previewing Week 8, as well as some mismanagement of certain teams, of certain players. 2, we'll be talking about can a certain offense keep the explosions coming? And 3, why does football hate me? But without further ado, with my main man, Caleb. Caleb, how are you, bro?
A little nervous, but excited. But we'll just see. We'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yes.
It's a tough matchup.
I don't think, personally, what I saw last week, I don't think you have a tough matchup.
You lost.
I know, but yeah, we lost. But an
You had
offense,
33 points in the fourth quarter.
yeah, Caleb, but that's not why that's why I'm not talking about your matchup.
Oh, okay. I'm saying how can you say it's not a tough matchup when you
No, I'm talking about
the team that we're playing let them score 33 points.
Let me tell you something. It's because an offense that had little Jordan Humphrey and Wan'Dale Robinson dropped 32 points on them. So an offense, let's get right into the preview. So an offense who has George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, and CeeDee Lamb, I expect them to score more than 32 points. Am I wrong about that? So if a team, this alleged defense, this team that gave up 32 points to a rookie quarterback with little Jordan Humphrey as the starting receiver, they ran 12 personnel most of the game in the 2 tight end sets. So yeah, I expect an offense with 2 number 1 wide receivers and a number 1 tight end to score more than 32 points. If you don't, it's a massive disappointment.
I don't think it's a massive disappointment.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
I disagree.
Absolutely. No, it is.
Well, I disagree.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, you're wrong.
Because how can you have an offense run by a rookie quarterback and no receivers drop 32, but an offense with 2 number 1 wide receivers and Jake Ferguson with Dak Prescott, one of the best receivers currently playing, quarterbacks playing, and you can't get more than 32 points?
32 points is still a lot of points.
But you score 40 points a game
against lesser defenses than what we're going to face.
But I'm telling you, this offense that just dropped 32 on them, you're a better offense.
Okay, it's matchups. It's a one-time performance. That's every single game.
What matchup? You have the better matchups. You have the better receivers.
But every game is different. It's not like you say, "Oh, it's not you did this, so we can do that because we're better." No,
enough with your fake pessimism crap.
How is it fake
crap, bro?
They have a good defense, so they let you score some points. So what?
32 of them to be exact.
It doesn't make them a bad defense. Bad defense means you're consistently bad, and you consistently you let bad teams score on you all the time. That's not what happened. That's not what's been happening.
So you're saying the Giants' offense is a good offense?
No, I said they had a bad performance for one game
at home.
Okay,
which is worse.
Okay, that's one.
I expect that. That's what I expect that on the road, in like they did against Indianapolis.
That's one game. That's not what they've been doing throughout.
You better score more than 32 points. You better score more than 32 points.
Why?
Because the Giants' offense has no receivers, and they still scored 32.
They could play better this week.
You should play better than them.
We should, but doesn't mean it's going to happen.
All right, man. All right, tell me how you can win this game, Caleb, because apparently you don't think you can.
No, I don't think we can.
Why? Continue.
Because because our defense is ass, and we're going to let them score a bunch of points, and we may not be able to keep pace with them because their defense, though it was bad against the Giants, doesn't mean they were bad throughout the season, and they've been really good, and we may not be able to score enough points. That's why I think we will lose, because our defense is going to give up so much points, and our offense might be stifled once or twice in the game.
So, give me a week that just happened that's similar to that.
What do you mean?
Like
Bears game, we didn't score very much.
That's true. The Bears game, we didn't score very much, yeah. But you did lose CeeDee Lamb in the game, so the energy in the room probably died when CeeDee went down. But then you adjusted. Could this be more of a Carolina Panthers game?
No,
Your defense basically didn't stop them, and their defense stopped you. I think just
they just stopped really that one drive in the
that
last
one
drive, and
drive.
they didn't really stop us. I mean, we just had horrible play calling in the last
Yeah.
drive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that one or two drives that we don't score could be the difference. I think it's going to be the difference, and that's why we're going to lose. Because they have good pass rushers. They can get we.
But what about this offensive line? You kept talking about how it's so great. Look at it. We're so phenomenal. Why can't you stop your two pass rushers? We did. We stopped them. Why can't your tackle stop them?
I don't know, because they're not because that's not where our best offensive linemen are.
It's your guards, your two guards.
Our guard, center guard.
Yeah. Then why can't? So you don't think you can run the ball and keep the ball?
That's why we need that. Well, you go into what we need to do to win the game. We would start right there. Run the ball well. Javonte Williams, obviously, playing his old team. He's gonna want to have a good game. He's been talking like he wants revenge on the Broncos for letting him go, thinking that he wasn't gonna be good anymore after the injuries, and he's gonna want to prove them wrong. He's gonna want to have a big game, and because of that, that's what we need to do to keep feeding them. We need to keep feeding them the ball, and that's how we win the game. If we control the time of possession on the Broncos, we can keep their offense off the field, and then our defense is better for it. Because our defense, not good, can't stop anything, especially can't stop their run, which has been the biggest problem. And then our DBs, we don't know if Trayvon Diggs will play. We don't know if he's still hurt. It seems like he's going to be out even longer. It's very suspicious about what happened to him. We still don't even know the whole story on that. So that makes our DBs again hampered because we don't have Diggs out there. And so yeah, I think they can take advantage just like all the other teams have. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Just running the ball, keeping our defense off the field, and keeping our offense off the field. That's how we win. Obviously, we want to get our passing yards because obviously Patrick Surtain is going to get one guy, but we'll have another guy open. Whether it's Ferguson, whether it's George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb, the other guy is going to be open, and we'll get it to him. Dak will know how to get to the open guy, and we'll take advantage there. But it's just I don't think it's going to be as smooth as it has been throughout the week, throughout the different weeks.
I just trust your offense a little bit more than you do.
And offense, I think they're going to score enough. I mean, a good amount of points. I just don't know. I think we're going to have like in the Panthers game, like in the Eagles game, we're going to get stifled once or twice, and that's going to be the difference.
I can see that. When I remember the Panthers game, I see what you're talking about. Because that's probably a higher possibility. Because your defense is bad. Your defense.
And it was still a back and forth game. We scored on almost every drive except like one.
Yeah, your defense allowed people to think Russell Wilson was back. That's how bad your defense is. Yeah, you guys are not very good.
I mean,
and you know what? It's gotten to the point where
even against the Jets and Washington, the other team still scored over 20 points.
Yeah, and their quarterback situation wasn't very good. The Jets have completely lost faith in their offense with Justin Fields in that offense. They don't run the ball well. Garrett Wilson is banged up. So
and it's crazy because you look at the Washington game, you think that the defense did actually really good, but you see 22 points on the board. Like how the hell did they score? Because they didn't play good. I mean, where did they get those points?
Yeah,
they were pretty bad. They didn't run the ball with the running backs, at least. They didn't run the ball well with the running backs. Daniels and Mariota were both inaccurate. But somehow
they got hurt.
Somehow they got 22 points. I don't even know how that happened. They literally are just that bad. Even though when they look kind of good, they still look bad.
Yeah, they're an eyesore. They're a pure, unmitigated eyesore. Like generally, like I'm just baffled how bad they are. Like they're very bad. What's up? What's up, Leo? How you doing? Like now, you know what? You're not gonna win this game then. I agree though. Yeah, because after really think about it, after what you're talking about, I think I put too much stock because offenses can sometimes mess up on their own.
The one thing we do have, I did hear this stat a lot, is that if a team scores more than 20 points on the Broncos, they lose.
Well, except last week.
They're like 2-8. No,
Yeah.
and one of them was last week. So
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
But so that does. I mean, that does give me hope that we absolutely can win this game if
on the road.
Any game. That's all.
No. Are you playing the Broncos on the road?
Oh yes, yeah, we're in Mile High.
Yeah, no, I don't think you win this game because, yeah, the collapse last week was a collapse, right? But one thing that no one really talks about with Denver is the altitude, right? And you're running around because here's the thing too about it too, like the Nuggets have the same advantage in basketball, right? But with football, it's a little different because you're also carrying pads, a helmet. You know, you're running on grass. You're outside. You're not inside, right? And so the altitude hits. Like, yeah, it's not an excuse. The collapse is the collapse, but the environmental benefits of the Broncos, they help them. It helps them a lot. It's hard to beat Denver in Denver. There are certain players who can't play in Denver, like for health reasons. They can't play in Denver. They can't. You know, one being famously Ryan Clark. He can't play in Denver. Some players cannot adjust to the altitude. And someone showed out like, hey guys, the Giants defense in the fourth quarter, they were gone. They had no breath. They were done. And it makes sense. That's why Brian Burns wasn't fast enough to make it to the, when they were rushing, and then they called the offsides on Brian Burns because he was running back, but he couldn't get fast enough past and then it was 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10, and then the Cortland Sutton happened, and then game was over. Yeah, your defense is going to be running around doing nothing, and they're going to be passed out doing nothing.
Yeah.
And the Broncos may win.
Yeah, I think the altitude helps us a little bit.
Helps you.
Yes,
because how does it help you?
Because we have the best kicker in the league.
Yes. Because it's thinner.
Yeah,
ball travels further. Yes, that is true.
70-yard field goal, like literally.
Why not?
Get to the 50, and I
didn't that happen in preseason? Did someone hit a 70-yard field goal in preseason?
Yeah, I think
it was Cam Little, right? Yeah. The Jags kicker.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not an NFL record because it was in preseason. But yeah, sure. Why not?
I think Kenny Aubrey will set the record this week.
I think Brian Schottenheimer, when you cross the 50, I think one drive he's going to be like, let's try it.
Yeah, he's just going.
If he makes it, okay. But if he doesn't, it's whatever.
I think if he doesn't, it won't be the distance. It'll be because of the aim.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he got enough leg.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna try it. Why not try it? Why not?
So yeah, we got that going for us. We got Javonte Williams going for us, but just overall, we just don't ever beat the Broncos. We haven't beat the Broncos since 1995. I mean, this is just one thing we don't win against them.
Damn.
And we just don't beat them.
That's crazy, dog. I gotta look this stat up, man.
We have not beaten the Denver Broncos since 1995. 30 years of not beating the Broncos. We only play them every 4 years.
Makes sense.
But still, it's been 30 years since we've beaten the Broncos. That's terrible. And that's part of that. That's one game we can do real quick. Memory down, painful memory down lane or whatever.
Yeah. We're gonna fix that. It's gonna be a proper segment. We'll figure it out.
We'll do it right now.
Yeah, we'll do it right now.
Because it's a Cowboys Broncos painful memory. It was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving 2005. I was in Texas watching with my dad, and we were watching the Thanksgiving game, and we were in playoff contention. We were like a 7-3, 7-4 team, and we need to keep winning to keep pace in the division. try to get a wild card spot. So we really need the game, and we go into overtime, and we just, I mean, the guy just runs a run. I think he ran like a long ass run at the end of the game to win it. Bledsoe threw like 2 picks in the game, I think. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad because we almost won it. It was like if we got that game, we'd feel good about our playoff hopes, and that just kind of crushed them right there.
Hey, y'all started out winning 3 in a row. Y'all started out winning 3 in a row in 73, 77, and then you beat them in the Super Bowl.
In the 70s.
And then you beat them in the Super Bowl in 78. Then you lost back-to-backs, and then you won in 92, 95, and now you are on a 7-game losing streak. Your last win was 1995, 31-21.
I mean, I could do a few painful memory lanes with the Broncos. The other one is the Romo versus Manning one, where he has like his best game where he throws like for 500 yards.
2013?
Yeah.
51-49, 48?
Yeah, and then the lineman gets bull rushed into Romo and he throws a pick to end the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so those are two bad memories. We just can't beat them. We just don't. There's a few teams that we just can't beat. We can't beat the Broncos. We always lose to the Cardinals for some reason.
That's a personal thing because the Cardinals hate that you have more fans than them in Arizona. I think that's a hatred thing.
We always lose to the Ravens, and we always lost to Brady most of the time. Yeah, except for one game.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, the AFC NFC matchups, they're kind of a toss up, right? Because like Lamar Jackson has only lost 3 times to NFC teams. He's 18-3, right?
Yeah, we were losing to the Ravens before him.
No, I know, but I'm talking about like that's because like you don't face Lamar a lot. You don't face these teams like you face them once every like you said once every 3 to 4 years, you know, or sometimes even 6 depending on the team. You don't see them a lot. You don't see their, you know, you don't know. You don't know. You know, the Giants and the Jets face every 4 years. We lost to them last year's. I think it was 2 years ago when it was last year with Tommy. 2 years ago with Tommy DeVito where Tyrod Taylor got hurt and we did not pass the ball at all. It was raining sideways. We went into overtime and, you know, they beat us in a regular season game. We face them every year in preseason, but in the regular season, we face each other every 4 years. You don't face these teams often. You don't know the players. It could be a totally different team the last time you played them. But, you know, you play the NFC teams every year. You place your division every year. And, you know, yeah, and it makes sense, right? But 7 in a row, man. 7 in a row against Denver. That's crazy. I can take you down a trip in memory lane. Last week, there's my trip. Just rewatch last week. God damn it. Because last week brought up bad memories of 2010. It was the last time we gave up this similar lead. Walking down painful memory lane. It was at the Meadowlands. It was Miracle at the Meadowlands 2. Because if you know 1, we don't need to talk about 1, but 2. We were up. All we had to do was not punt it to Deshaun Jackson. Tom Coughlin tells Matt Dodge, do not punt it to Deshaun Jackson. And Matt Dodge looks at Tom Coughlin and says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to punt it right to Deshaun Jackson. He bobbles it. Adding insult to injury, Caleb, he bobbles it. We still can't tackle him. He scores the game-winning touchdown on a kick return, on a punt return. And it was one of the worst moments of my life. That day is entrenched in my brain. Just like last week. I'm never gonna forget about it. Those are losses you don't forget about. You know how badly that game messed me up in 2010, Caleb? You know that I'm a big fan of the NCISs, right? I'm a big fan of them.
You like all the cop shows?
Yes, I like all the cop shows. There was a show they had. It was a spinoff called NCIS Sydney, where they're shooting it in Australia. I find out one of the characters' name is Deshaun Jackson. I quit watching the show. I was like, I can't do this. Can't do it. Because they kept saying, oh, Deshaun, and then it was like, oh, I'm Deshaun Jackson. I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't. I was scarred for life. So I quickly quit the show. That's how badly that game ruined me. I ended up getting comeuppance because the next year we won the Super Bowl, but still,
No,
the losses stick
what are
with
you
you.
crying about? You have happy memories. I
That's,
only have sad, painful memories.
yeah, it's true. I have 2 Super Bowl victories to my name, so that's good for me. I have a legendary Super Bowl run in 2011. You know what I mean? Shout out to Eli Manning. But scores.
I'm thinking
35-30 Denver.
I'm thinking.
So I don't think they score 40. I don't think that.
It's tough.
Also, too, Sean Payton also likes, he also likes to show off against you guys because he probably tells Jerry, you should have hired me a couple years ago.
I'm thinking 34-37.
Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said 35-30. You say 36-34. Yeah, about similar, yeah. But Denver wins anyway, so that's the component right there. But we'll see. But I'm just saying, man. I think it's pretty much, I just think you're, I don't know, I think your offense could possibly keep you in the game, but that defense is so bad, man. That defense is so bad. They are so bad. It's insane. You think they're going to go down in history?
We're not yet. I mean, the 2020 defense was the worst defense in Cowboys history.
Yeah.
That was an awful defense.
Yeah, your defense is certainly the most passing yards and passing touchdowns on downfield throws, 10 yards in the air of any defense this season. They've allowed a 132.3 passer rating and 14.3 yards per attempt on such passes, both ranking highest in the NFL, and would mark the highest figures allowed by a defense across the NGS era, which is since 2016. The NGS era being the next gen stats. So you'd be the worst pass defense since they've been tracking that since 2016. You're deploying zone coverage 83% of the time, third highest in the NFL. You started using more man coverage on third downs, which is 9th lowest, but it makes you kind of predictable. If we know they're going to go man on third, we know what to do. So you need to mix it up. Yeah, you generated 49% on your pressures, on dropbacks, on blitzing, which is 6th highest, which is a good benefit. You forced tight window throws on just 10% of your opponent's pass attempts, which is not very good, which is 3rd lowest. So yeah, the defense is. If your defense makes a couple of stops, I think you win the game. But I don't think your defense is going to make a couple of stops because they're that bad. Yeah, they're that bad.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, because Bo Nix has looked. I mean, we've talked about it where we said that he's looked bad in the first half of games in the beginning of games.
He looked bad for the first 3 quarters last week.
But that's not just specific to the Giants. I mean, he's been doing that all season.
Yeah,
he doesn't look good in the beginning of the game. So maybe him looking bad at the beginning of the game, maybe that happens again, and they can't keep pacing at the beginning, and maybe we're too far ahead.
You know what? Going into the 4th quarter, Caleb, you better be up 32-0.
Maybe we'll have to do that.
You better be up 32-0 because they've shown they've done this in every victory where the 4th quarter hits and they just play better. They just play better. They did it against Philly.
Well, that would have to assume that our offense stops scoring.
Yes. Yeah.
So if our offense just plays well throughout the entire game, then
you're good.
We don't have to worry about it. They can score all they want. We'll always be ahead.
Yes. You kind of just matching. Then you just go into a matching thing. It's like just match. But it is what it is. You got the scores. Now let's move on to the other team in blue. It's a rematch, very closely together. We're going to Philly next week. I remember Caleb, remember when we were doing the preview of the record? We said, this stretch right here, 0-3. This stretch right here, 0-3. Right now, they're 1-1 in this stretch. I'm not scared of Philadelphia. I'm not. I saw their injury list. AJ Brown's on their injury list. They do get back Landon Dickerson, but they lose Cam Jurgens. Jalen Carter's back, but they lose Moro Ajomo, so they're losing a little depth. So but they get Jalen Carter back, right? Which was probably a big piece of why they lost against us 2 weeks ago. And the ability for us to run the ball. And then their miscommunication on their offense with Landon Dickerson back, which is their best offensive lineman. It's him and Lane Johnson. But I think Landon's probably a little bit better. But outside of that, I'm not really scared, right? Quinion Mitchell's healthy, but Broncos had Patrick.
33 points 1 quarter. Why would you not be scared?
No, I am scared. I am in a sense.
He had one of the biggest disasters ever.
Exactly. So you can only go up from here. You can only go up. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. But this is the Giants. It could possibly go worse. They may drop 50 on us. We don't know. But I'm not that scared of them like that. I need to check their inactive list. They did it. They had an inactive list. Let me find it.
I just don't see how the Eagles can get swept by the Giants. I mean, yeah, I feel you that it looked like just looking at the last game that you have a good matchup against them, especially with the way the Giants ran the ball. But it's just I feel like they're just gonna do something. They're gonna do something different that prevents them from getting swept. I mean, that can't happen. That just can't happen. Especially not with this Eagles team, even with their injuries and whatnot. They'll do something to overcome because they just can't get swept by the Giants. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
They're wearing their Kelly Greens this week.
You see, that even proves it more.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. It looks better.
The Kelly Greens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to admit it, but yeah, they look good. I would never buy that jersey. I would just admire it from afar. If someone gave me a Randall Cunningham jersey, I would own it. I would never wear it. I would own it.
That's the only Eagle I like.
Well, I also like Jerome Brown and Reggie White. But that's yeah, right. The preacher man is the minister of defense is a good jersey to have. But Jerome Brown, I would probably get that one too. But yeah, if someone gave me a Randall Cunningham one, I wouldn't say no to it. I would just keep it in my closet, away from all my other jerseys, because
I would only wear a UNLV Randall Cunningham.
I wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't wear the Eagles one either. I would just own it. I wouldn't wear it as a jersey connoisseur. Yeah. Wait, he went to UNLV? That's dope.
Yeah, he went to amazing. Literally our greatest player ever. What do you mean?
Well, he's probably the only player that's worth a damn in your entire career.
I mean,
name someone else. Do it. Do it.
There's no one that sticks out.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man, Randall Cunningham, he was the truth. He was the truth. I hate that he was an Eagle. But yeah, here's their injury report for today, which it's kind of a precursor of what happens on Sundays. If people don't really practice on Fridays or Saturdays, they're really not going to play. You know what I mean? That's what I did, Leo. I took the Giants plus points. I did do that betting on the NFL. I did make my debut on betting the NFL a couple days ago. I took the Giants plus 7.5. If you can find it at 7.5,
I don't know.
Take it.
I feel like this Eagles just gonna want to come out and just. I mean, they're gonna want to get their revenge. They're just gonna want to
bludgeon us to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So AJ Brown didn't play. Didn't practice. Adoree Jackson didn't practice. That doesn't really matter. He's not very good anyway.
I think Saquon Barkley may have, an actual good game this year.
Yeah. Cam Jurgens didn't play, and Azeez Ojulari didn't play. So those guys are probably not playing on Sunday. And if they do, maybe limitedly, but usually players, if they don't play or practice Friday, usually it's not good going into Sunday. They usually don't play. Landon Dickerson was full participant today, so I think he's gonna play. So that's gonna help their offensive line. But the offensive line really didn't need a lot of help because we sacked Jalen Hurts a lot, but he also had some throws where he had like an eternity to dissect the field. And then the problem here is we lost Paulson Debo and Javon Holland, both with knee injuries.
I mean, they're not good anyway, so it's
Whoa,
going to make
whoa.
too much of a difference.
Yeah, it made a difference. That's when the
Why?
defense. That's when the defense went to complete shambles.
What happened
last
in the
week.
other games?
Chain bone. That's what happened.
Oh,
Chain
that
bone.
wasn't the players. They didn't.
Yeah, it was the coaches.
They
It
didn't
was the
give up the
coaches.
plays.
It was the
They
coach.
didn't give up all those yards. They
It
didn't
was the
get beat in
coach.
coverage.
It was the coach. Yeah, you blame Mike Smith for your bad defense. Why can't I blame Shane Bowen?
Because I blame both. I blame the players. We don't have good players, but the coach didn't put them in good positions either.
Yeah, but
I recognize we have crappy players.
We have they're good. Javon Holland and Paulson Debo, they're good.
They certainly weren't good when the Cowboys put up 40.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. But the Cowboys' offense is pretty damn good, man. That's why I think you're underestimating your offense against Denver, because I think Denver's a little fool's goldie on that defense. A little fool's goldie. But yeah. I think, Leonard Dickinson coming back, but they lose Cam Jurgens. That's a problem. We need to generate pressure. We need to speed him up. We need to, make him, overthink his process with Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley didn't have a good game against us. I don't know, man. And also too, here's the thing, Caleb. We beat the Chargers. Yay. We have a catastrophic loss against New Orleans. We beat the Eagles. We have a catastrophic loss against Denver. Giants are gonna win.
Why?
Look at that. Look at the logic I just gave you.
I don't get the logic.
That's good logic. Just like the one you said with Denver. You said the same thing with Denver. We never beat them, so we're not going to beat them. Beat the Chargers.
That's historical. That's just
well, you know
data.
what? Giants beat Chargers. Horrible loss against New Orleans. They beat Philly. Horrible loss against Denver. They beat Philly again.
They're not going to beat Philly again.
I think they beat Philly.
They're not going to beat Philly.
I think they beat Philly.
I just can't see it. There's no way they would allow that. They're just not going to allow the Giants to sweep the Eagles.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Well, you know what? People said, how did they do that to them 2 weeks ago? How'd they allow that to happen?
I mean, you can get one. You can get one at home in New York, but you can't get one.
Oh, you talking about the Giants who went 0-8 in at home the following year, the previous year? No, not these Giants. They didn't win a single home game 2 years ago, last year, Caleb. They didn't win a single home game. Every game they won was on the road. They didn't win a single home game.
I mean, you didn't win a lot of road games either.
Yeah, I think we won like 3. I think we were 3-14. I think. Were we 3-14? I know we beat Cleveland. We beat Cleveland week 2. Hold on, let me double check this. Giants records. But yes, by your thank you. Yep, we were 3-14 last year. All 3 games we won were on the road. Let's see, right? So we beat the Browns, then we beat at Seattle. Oh well, we beat Indianapolis at home the second to last week. That horrible game where they should have tanked, and we would have had a better quarterback. But we went with Abdul Carter. So yeah, we won 1 home game last year. 1.
Yeah,
to the Colts.
You can get one random game. That's just what the Eagles game was.
We're gonna win, man. We're gonna win.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. I just have a feeling.
I mean, I want you. I'm gonna be rooting for you again.
Yeah. Of course, because this is the only time you ever root for us.
Well, I mean, so.
No, I respect it. It's the same. Well, actually, I don't root for you when you're against Philadelphia. I root for a tie because both teams end up disappointed. Like the Packers game, I hope the Packers game happens every time you face Washington and Philly, because both teams are disappointed and it's really fun to watch. Both you guys be mad because Americans hate ties. They despise them, and it's fun to watch. You know.
I mean, I would rather have tied them than lose to them in the week 1.
No, it's a good, yeah. Well, that's a good point. You have a little bit more. You have a little bit more common knowledge here. Personally, you know, if every Cowboys Eagles game ends the same way like the Dark Knight Rises football game ends, I would be very happy. I'd be very happy.
You just want them to die?
No, just to feel the blow up.
I mean, there was players who went through the hole.
Yeah. Who do you think on the Steelers passed away on the well, no, the entire field fell. So everyone fell. So the Steelers coaching staff, Ben Roethlisberger, Marquise Pouncey, the only person who survived was Hines Ward.
Hines Ward. Did Hines Ward even return balls?
No, he never did that. He never.
Like, why was he the return guy?
Did he do it early on in his career? Because I know later on in his career, he never did that later on. But probably early on, maybe. But, you know, early on or late on, no. Hines Ward, when he was in his 30s, never returned kicks. Probably early on, but not when he became receiver 1. But yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just have this feeling, man. I just have this feeling.
How do you have that feeling?
I don't know. I'm not scared of Philadelphia anymore.
But you're not good. You don't have any receivers.
Yeah, but we didn't have any receivers when we faced them the first time.
That's true. But still, you can't bet on them like every single week that they're gonna do the same thing and produce the same way every single week. That's why they're backup players, because they're inconsistent.
Yeah. And they were inconsistent last week, so they're going to be consistent this week. They had a bad week last week. It's got to be a good week this time. You know what I mean? Little Jordan Humphreys do.
You do? Apparently, you can't stop him.
Oh, by the way, there was an incident, or there was a play on Sunday, right, where Jackson Dart was throwing the ball deep to Jalen Hyatt. It looked like Hyatt was slowing down, or it was an overthrow. It was definitely an overthrow because Jalen Hyatt was clocked at 21 miles an hour. So he was running. And, you know, and Jackson Dart just missed him. So Jalen Hyatt, he beat Patrick Surtain on a route. He was wide open. You gotta layer it in there, man. It would have been a tight throw, but it would have been a good throw. Jackson Dart just missed him. So I think I said Jalen Hyatt he looked like he was slow, but nope, it was just an overthrow by Jackson Dart. But you know, they scored 17 against us at home. They usually beat us by 30 at home. There was no home field advantage for us for years against Philadelphia. They beat us down. Oh no, man. AJ Brown's not playing. He didn't practice this week or today.
He barely threw to him anyways.
That's true. It's true. And we don't have Paulson Adebo or Javon Holland. Well, the Javon Holland one, I'm sad that we're missing him, but I think Dane Belton can do good. The problem is Paulson Adebo being replaced by Tay Banks and Drew Phillips. They're not very good. They're not good at all. They're not good corners whatsoever. They actually signed Corey Black, who was our 7th round pick that ended up signing with the Jets. We signed him off the Jets practice squad, and I think Corey's going to play this week. Because I think they know, like, hey, man, let's see if the 7th round pick is any good. Because Drew Phillips and Tay Banks aren't. And you know what's crazy, too? That's your 3rd round and 1st round picks you drafted, Joe Shane. So let's get right into why why I'm more upset is the mismanagement of this team by these coaches. What the hell is Jude McElhaney kicking field goals? Jude, the coaches, I don't understand. So apparently, dropping 8 was the correct, they wanted to drop 8. And apparently Brian Burns, him being mad in the hallway about dropping 8 and that happening, what the hell, was that he was mad that they dropped 8 and they still completed the pass. He didn't disagree with the call. He's just mad that how the hell did we let them complete it with 8 DBs? I'll tell you why. Because Drew Phillips is not a good cornerback. Yeah. He's a good tackler. You want to tackle? He'll give you a tackle. But corners have to cover. And he let Marvin Mims get in front of him. And he let him get the ball. He could have undercut Mims. If you rewatch the play, Mims is in front of him. Drew Phillips is on his first hip. And they had the safety help on the play. If Phillips undercuts him and makes a play on the ball, he could. He just didn't. Then there was another play with Evan Ingram where Evan Ingram's on the sideline. He just shoves Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram keeps his balance and keeps running. But if he tries to tackle Evan Ingram, then it's a tackle. But he doesn't try to tackle him. I don't know why. He just tried to push him, and it didn't work. That's Drew Phillips again. You give him another big play. You know these guys are not playing well. How bad were the other options in free agency or on the street? Because I remember a couple years ago where Wink Martindale was like, hey, give me Fabian Monroe. He was off the street, and he was our starting corner, and he played better than the other starting corners. Drew Phillips, Tay Banks, they have no confidence in themselves. They're done here. Mentally, they're done. Cortland Sutton, Bo Nix picked on him in that fourth quarter. When Paulson Adebo left the game, they were like, get him. And they got him. Tay Banks just turns his head, Caleb. On that 1st and 5 play where he completes the ball, if he just turns his head back, makes a play on the ball, he possibly gets an interception. You know why? It wasn't a good ball. He just doesn't turn his head back. I don't know why people, when you see the receiver going back shoulder, turn your head automatically and extend your hand. People don't do this. They don't turn their head. That's key one.
Yeah, that is some. I don't know. It's like once they're like going straight and you know that they're running straight, it's like you can look back. Like they're not going to go anywhere else.
No, but Caleb's not even that right.
Flat on, like they're not changing direction at that point.
Exactly, because he's stopping, jumping, and turning his back shoulder. That's when you're like, ball's coming. Boom, turn your head. Because he stops. He's going for a back shoulder throw. Boom, turn your head. Make a play. Jump in front of the ball. Because back shoulder throws, man, they're hard. Because you got to time the back shoulder right. But if you jump in front of the back shoulder and you extend your arms, you can make a play. But he just didn't turn his head back. He just didn't turn his head back. That's the difference between great corners and good corners and bad corners. Just turning your head. You got to turn your head. Because let's say if he bats the ball over.
Like I said, because they're worried about them changing direction or losing them. And so they focus on the receiver so they don't get beat. But
at the top of the route, when he's making the move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you already see that what direction he's going to go in, he's not going to go anywhere else. You can turn your head.
Exactly. It was at the top of the route. He already stopped. He's going back shoulder. Turn your head. Even if he bats the ball down, it's 2nd and 5. So they got to do another play. And you don't know what's going to happen on 2nd and 5. We could get a sack. We don't know. We could have gotten another pass deflection. Then it'll be 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 10. We don't know. But you didn't even make the play on 1st and 5. They get the first down. He stayed in bounds, but they had enough time to go clock it with 2 seconds left, and they win the game. Same thing with Drew Phillips on the Marvin Mims play. Why didn't you undercut the route? You undercut the route because you have safety help. The safety's right there, Caleb. You see the second DB right in front of Marvin Mims. Undercut the route. Make a play. I'm not going to get mad at you for not trying to make a play. I get mad at them not trying. You didn't even try to make a play. That's roster mismanagement on Joe Shane. These 2 corners are not playing very well. I should get new corners. I should draft a new corner. I should go see what's out there in free agency. You have a kicker who is only on an NFL team because of the International Pathway Program. He was the backup kicker at Rutgers. Why is he even on this team? That's another roster mismanagement. Last play of the game, you're dropping 8. Guess who's not on the field, Caleb? Dexter Lawrence isn't on the field. Abdul Carter's not on the field. Kayvon Thibodeau's not on the field. Well, I think Kayvon was on the field. Why are you dropping? Why are you only rushing 3? Rush 4. I don't understand this rush 3 thing. What's the difference between dropping 7 and dropping 8? You get an extra rush. You could get a sack. Rush 4. That's another mismanagement of the team. That's Shane Bowen. Why is Dexter Lawrence not on the field, Caleb?
He didn't do anything.
But rush 4. He's gonna gobble up a double team. So that means 1-on-1 for Brian Burns or Abdul Carter or Kayvon Thibodeau. Win your matchup. Brian Burns had 2 sacks on the day. What if Brian Burns wins his matchup? He gets a 3rd sack. They rush Bo Nix. They rush him off of his platform. Always rush 4. I hate this. Prevent coverage and only rushing 3 don't work. Rush 4, be in your base defense. We've been screaming this for years, Caleb. We've been screaming this since the AFC Championship game against Buffalo and Kansas City. Go base, rush 4. And they had only 12 seconds to defend. Run base, rush 4. Gobble up a double team for Dexter Lawrence. You have 1-on-1 matchups between Burns and Thibodeau. Maybe Abdul Carter makes a play. Someone's going to get a 1-on-1. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad if you go out and try to make a play. I'm not mad. I'm mad is when you don't even try to make a play. You don't even turn your head back. You don't try to undercut the route. Make a play. You can't be mad at a player making a play. That's mismanagement. That's mismanagement, man. I don't understand. That's mismanagement. What's to him and Brian Daboll, Shane Bowen, Joe Shane? That's mismanagement. It's mismanagement. Joe Shane has hit on some people, but he's not hit on a lot. His first round picks are hit or miss. Tay Banks a miss. Tibbs is a hit. Evan Neal's a miss. You know what I mean? I gotta think of another first round pick. I'll think about it later.
We've done it a lot. You've done it a lot of times.
All right, cool. All right, so let's do it. Score. I realized we didn't do the score. I think the more I've talked about it, I think losing our DBs is going to be a problem. And you know what? He had a couple plays last time where he had enough time to like order food and cook himself a barbecue and then complete a pass. And then they get Landon Dickerson back, which is one of their best offensive linemen. They lose Cam Jurgens, but they get Landon back. Damn, the more I think about it, I don't think they're going to win this game now.
No, you're not.
Because the DBs, we're missing the DBs, man. It's not good. The DBs played good against them the first time around. Javon Holland had a great play against Saquon Barkley. He's not playing. Paulson Debo is not playing. Let me double check our inactives. I need to find our inactives.
I don't think it's going to matter because your team has no talent anyways, besides outside your front 7.
Or our tackles are pretty good.
If you say so.
Jermaine Aluminum and Andrew Thomas had the highest pass blocking
if you
rate.
Say so.
It's not if I say so. The stats back it up. Everyone's been saying it. It's not just me.
If you say so.
We have the best left tackle in all of football. Literally, people have been saying that. Literally, that's literally what.
Which people?
Andrew Whitworth, Brandon Thorne, Duke Manyweather. The stats. Everyone, Caleb. We literally shut down Denver's duo. The best sacking team in the NFL. They had 1 sack.
I mean, he got the ball out quick, and he was running a lot. I mean,
here's our injured list for the 23rd, which was yesterday. I need one for the 24th. Let me see the 24th. Come on, Dave. Here it is, right here. Yep, Paulson Adebo and Chauncey Golston are not playing. Javon Holland is doubtful, so he's definitely not playing. And Burns, Davis, and Gano are questionable. Oh, Graham Gano's back. Yippee-ki-yay.
He's questionable.
He's questionable. So there's
Looks
that.
like you're gonna have 2 kickers active.
No, Jude McEnany, he was cut. He was put up back on the practice squad. I don't know why he's
Why
on the
would they
practice
keep him on
squad.
the practice squad? He sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I have no idea. We have Young Ho Koo is still on the team. Young Ho Koo is on the team. Honestly, I would activate him too. What if Graham Gano can't go?
That's what I'm saying. You'd have 2 guys active.
I would so do that. I don't know. I think Philly beats us 30-21.
28-17.
That's a good score. You know what? 30 seems a little too much. 24-17. 24-17. There it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful time. We appreciate you. Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully we come back wrong, and we want to be wrong, but sometimes you got to take your heart out of it, because the more I've talked about it, the more I'm like, I don't trust these DBs to do anything, and Caleb doesn't trust his defense to do anything, and that's what's going to happen. So thank you so much for joining us. We had a wonderful time. Caleb, tell them where they can find you on this channel.
You can find me at NFL22 on Instagram, Twitter, /Jackson. You can find me on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Doing better in the NFL. Most recent episode is up right now, and go watch that if you like making money.
Yep. Guys, my name is Fares Muthana. You can find me here every Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific. So there's that. Next week, we won't be live. So the following week, we'll have a big show talking about both games. So be on the lookout for that. Outside of that, thank you so much for joining us. No post game stream this week, and no play by play this week. Wait, no, this week, yes. There will be a play by play stream and a post game stream this week. There won't be a Friday show, and then there won't be a play by play next week, or a post game stream. The week of the 2nd. So be on the lookout.
You get back?
Monday. Get back Monday.
So you can do a post game stream.
No, I'll be at the game.
What do you mean you'll be at the game?
I'll be at Giants Niners.
So but you said you'd be back Monday.
Yeah, I'm flying Monday.
Oh, yeah, but you'll be home at Monday?
Like at 10.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless you want me to go live in the morning right before I check out.
No, I'm saying you're gonna be home by Monday night.
No, yeah, but like at 10, like late Monday night, like 10:30, something like that.
Oh, okay. Guess we can't do, because we play Monday night.
Yeah. You play Monday night?
Next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. It's just gonna be a big episode. It's gonna be a big episode on that day, on that Friday. So be on the lookout for that. But on that note, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful time, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.